Hey everybody, my name is AceFangirl. The screen is shaking. And welcome back to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Last time, Kyo did it. He did it. He totally did it. And it's awkward, and we're trying to make it work. Let's keep going. I mean, that's really all that needs to be said, right? Oh, he's got the board.
I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board.
How did Angie not notice this?
When Angie walked in.
And a cold coctor with a floorboard.
Coctor. Bonk.
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
This might be a short episode, depending on how this goes, but, you know, sometimes it do be like that.
So it's true. This is the
Honestly,
truth.
sorry for doubting you. We should have voted for him from the beginning.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
I will do that. Don't worry.
Ichi, please, put an end to
Yeah,
this
yeah, I'm on it. I got it.
for Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
It's really convenient that it ended up being one murder.
I
Murderer.
understand.
2 murders.
I'll go over everything one more
Just
time.
in case anyone needs it. Let's go.
Kyo, I want you to confess.
Ooh.
No, I will force you to
Wow,
confess.
that was very assertive of you, Shuichi. That was good. Good boy. All right, let's go. What have we got? Hit the sliding lock. Small stone. Cold leaf katana. Okay. Who was the culprit? Who? With the saw. Okay. We got... What weapon? Knocked Angie unconscious. That's the board. So I don't think we have that yet. What was compressing the injury was the duct tape. What weapon killed Angie is this removed? Okay. Okay, well, whose effigy was stabbed? The handle hit the sliding lock. Okay. Oh wait, sorry. The board. That is here, actually. That goes here. Okay, and then we have the rock, which is gonna be, like, way down here, probably. Unlock the door. What object? That's the rock. Okay, now we're gonna get a few more. So now we have the path made with salt, the duct tape, and the sickle. Okay, wait, let's go back. The duct tape goes here, not the sickle. Where's the duct tape? There it is. Okay, what else do we have? We have the sickle. What weapon? That goes here. And then we have, what's the last one? Oh, oops. The path. Okay, so that had to have happened before, right? Oh no, that could have happened when he was looking. Oh, that's me. Oh, that goes here. Okay, and then everything else should unlock right now. So, cut cross piece. Okay, let's just go back to the beginning and unlock them all, because... Okay, who was the culprit? And then we have this one. What's this? Footsteps contaminating the scene. This one goes here, I think. Yeah. Okay, and then we have whose effigy was stabbed is Kaede's. There we go. Oh, nope, I missed one here. Who unlocked the door? That's Kokichi. Oh, nope. That would be me. Bam, beautiful. And then last but certainly, oh nope, sorry, there's 2 more. When the culprit approached the cage, they stomp. And then, last but not least, for real this time, is everyone freaking out.
This is the truth of the case.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty
Everyone
room
dance.
on the 4th floor.
I know I
The
am.
culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it.
God,
The
this
plan
song
was
is
to make the
bop.
same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion
get the
away
saw
from the
from?
culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse.
I'll buy that. The warehouse has everything.
They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms.
Oh, she's so cute.
However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle.
I was actually really close, like when
At that
At the
point,
beginning.
the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces.
I said at the beginning, I was like, what if she beat her? What if she got conked in the head by a floorboard? Didn't I literally say that?
Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan.
But she was like, what are you doing?
But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit.
So instead, he beat her over the head with it.
The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How long are these floorboards? What? Can I check the... No, I can't check the Monokuma file during this. Damn it. Okay, I think it said how big the cage was. I'm checking it afterwards. How big are these floorboards? How did he manhandle one of these floorboards like
Give
this?
up on their plan and had to improvise.
I did not think about this before now, but it's long enough. Isn't the cage like 5 feet? And it almost covered the whole cage and a substantial portion outside of it. This floorboard's gotta be at least 8 feet long. Right? I know it didn't look that way in the picture, but
They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop
I'm
the
just
bleeding.
wondering.
Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab.
Whatever. Okay, we're past that. We're done. And then they stabbed her, which was a choice.
While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight.
Like a fool.
They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick.
God, this song rules. I'm gonna get constantly distracted by how much this song is a bop.
Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside.
Stab.
And
Oh,
took
that
out
says
the
slash,
katana
I
they
can
brought from
read.
their own lab.
Ooh.
They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery.
I feel like there was a way easier way to do this. Like, okay, they just said you can lock the door from the inside. And that's a cylinder lock, right? It's not a deadbolt. Maybe I'm confusing what a cylinder lock is. But couldn't they have, in theory, locked the back door, and then locked the front door. Wait. Maybe that's not how cylinder locks work. Is a cylinder lock a deadbolt lock? It has like...
First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung
No,
4
if you could
effigies
pick it.
upside down.
Like, I'm just wondering why he didn't lock the door and then close it behind him. Is that not a thing that... I actually legitimately don't know what a cylinder lock is because I'm stupid. Like, I get that it's Danganronpa and it has to be complicated, but,
There
like,
were
I'm
two
just
reasons
wondering.
for this. To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room.
Like, rather than do this shit, which I'm
The
sure
culprit
didn't
stuck
work
the
like
katana
5 times.
into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance.
Oh, that one says stab.
And spun the effigy around to twist up the
Like,
rope.
this is such a risk, and I feel like it requires a lot of geometry. It just seems like more trouble than it's worth, you know?
After enough turns,
How did you make
the
it
culprit
go?
let go and headed for the rear door.
It just went, right? Whee! It spun. That's really creepy. Whee!
Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door.
It's just so silly.
A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch.
I feel like that could be said about a lot of things in Danganronpa there, you know?
The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times.
We're just gonna pretend like he got it on the first try,
Once
though.
complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body.
Oh, it looks so cool.
But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder.
For some reason. What an idiot.
To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned.
Bonk.
Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko.
Yeah, show me how this worked, please.
While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the
That's
sickle.
a thick cloth to keep that in place. I guess that would work. Was it... If it was more of a rectangular handle, I was picturing a circle, and that's probably not actually what it was. If it's a rectangle, it's fine, yeah.
Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight
kinda
of the
looks like a
statue
circle.
to keep the murder weapon in place.
Yeah, but how did it stay there until the or until the statue got there? That's my real question.
After the preparations were complete, we began the seance.
He was in that corner, huh? He was, yeah.
In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium. But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness.
Maybe he just wanted to know that it would work. Maybe he was just really, really impressed with his plan and was like, I'm gonna make sure it happens.
Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle,
He jumped.
they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard.
This would have to be so much force to make this work.
The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body
Okay, if
up
they
toward
jumped
the ceiling
on
of the
it, then
cage.
yes, I'll buy it. If they just stomped on it, I won't buy it. But if they full jumped on it, yes, I'll buy it.
Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage.
I'm gonna make another statement here again that maybe I'll regret. I find it extremely hard to believe that this did not kill her instantly. And if they had just said it killed her instantly, then we wouldn't have had to lie about that whole bullshit. And that would have been awesome. That's my 2 cents.
She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it.
Because ultimately it didn't matter, did it?
After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner.
Like, there's literally no reason for her not to have been killed instantly by that. It's not like she did anything or anything like that. There was no purpose.
Finished the ritual and had us light the
Which
candles.
I feel like is what I've said about most of the lies in this game. They just have no purpose.
We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark.
Okay, that's creepy.
However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle.
Hi, honey.
Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the
Did
culprit
you just call
behind
him
these murders.
Korekio? Is that how you pronounce that? Have I been doing it wrong the whole time?
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Correggio, there are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit?
Yeah. Do it. Please.
Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
That I have to admit that I did it, I mean.
My one regret. My only regret
Does seance didn't work?
was not being able to make 100 friends.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends.
Okay.
Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
Did you have like 99?
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of
Okay,
this.
well you can like take all of us off your friend list.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already!
You know, it's rare that I agree with you, but
Roger that!
thank you.
One voting time! Coming up!
The heart racing excitement as
Oh. Uh-oh.
The heart racing excitement!
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off,
Oh, they're loyal to Monokuma.
It's voting time!
Monotam's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. He's right there. Alright, let's get this over with. Someday I want to vote for the wrong person.
Finished.
Just to see what happens.
See the result.
But I'm too afraid. Alright. Who did Kyo vote for? Was it me? Oh no, he voted for himself! Honor. Honor.
Who'll be chosen?
You know who didn't have
as
honor?
the
Karumi.
blackened? You make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one.
Okay, well, you should really say that before you show who won, because... I mean, won in quotation marks, because, you know... Yay! We did it. We won. Holy shit, that was a shit show. Alright, did I manage to scrape an A in this chapter? Because I'm not gonna be surprised if I didn't. I did real bad. Oh my god, I did. Holy shit. I did not get either back room this trial, but that's not a surprise. I know where one was. One was in that place where I got very confused. And I thought I had to lie, but I didn't. Yeah, this was a shit show. I guess these are just gonna be the bane of my existence now, because I'm bad at them. And I hated that there were 3 in this chapter. That killed me. But cool. We did it. It's over. And we've won. I know. I am awesome, and we will deal with the fallout from this in the next one. As is tradition, even though I'm sorry this was a little short, didn't really do my timing correctly, but that's okay. We'll talk about it next time. I'll see you then.